Let me know when we're good.
We are live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Scourge of the Dragon Sea. This is episode 2, No Safer Harbor. As ever, we have our crew of pirates or privateers, whatever they may be. Say hello, everyone.
Yar.
Hello.
Hello.
Now, as a little bit of a synopsis from last session, they got their job to find, what was the name I gave him? As I'm flipping through notes here, Kirk Black Eye Razorgum, who is wanted for a slew of crimes and worth a hefty sum of gold to the Alvaronian Navy. As well, they set out on their ship, which they named the Azure Tide, and they fought off some pirates that tried to attack them. Now we pick it up with the party as they, and I'm going to switch over the map here. I think you should be able to switch over to Azure Tide, I believe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They have a couple of bodies on their ship. We are picking up right after the combat ended. And the enemy ship has sailed off, heavily damaged from a full broadside at point blank range. What would everyone like to do?
Well, I think someone should be checking the ship for damages that need to be repaired. Sorry, I'm still sick. I've been sick for the last week, so my voice will be a little weird, but I've got water, I'm medicated, and I've got a good old can of ale.
I'm going to see if our guests put a hole in our ship, I guess.
Sure. That's probably going to take a little bit of time for a full inspection, but you are able to do that. In the meantime, what's everyone else doing with these, 3 corpses still on your ship?
I guess we check if there's anything identifying who they were beyond what we already know.
So give me an investigation check.
Alrighty.
Pillage the corpses.
What was that, sorry, Kai?
Pillage the corpses.
Pillage them. Okay.
Not great.
You don't see anything that jumps out at you as something you recognize, identify. You see they all have a tattoo of like a gray fist, but nothing else.
So
like it's a matching tattoo across the top of them on their upper left forearm, upper left arm. That's it.
So nothing related to our objective.
Not that you can see.
Oh, game is
Not that you can identify.
Okay.
Also, in getting to that point, you probably also went over the bodies. They had, if you give me a moment here, where is it? They each were wearing leather armor and had a cutlass or similar. Stats-wise, that's 3 scimitars. They also had, let me make a quick roll here. Between all 3 of the bodies still here, you find...
If anyone needs a sword, we got some spares.
a total of 14 silver.
Ooh, payday.
Big payday there.
We splitting that up equally?
I think that's going to ship runnings.
nonsense.
For what it's worth, in case people aren't aware, 10 copper, which is the lowest denomination of money, 10 copper is a silver, 10 silver is a gold, 10 gold is a platinum. There's also electrum, which I will literally never give you because it just gets confusing, but an electrum is 5 silver, 2 electrum is a gold.
Sounds like an NFT.
Yes, kind of, yeah. It's just that they needed a weird middle currency for some reason, instead of just everything being base 10. Anyway.
Hey, Monzu.
Yeah.
The game is still paused.
Oh, there we go. Sorry about that.
All right, social posts have been made.
So, are you just leaving the bodies on your ship?
Well, no, we want to
And
get rid of
you-
them
Okay.
once we've learned everything we can. Which I guess is
Stripped
that's
some
all.
of their valuables. Yeah.
No one
they're
needs
good
any of
for
their
a roll-off.
swords or anything.
Does anyone else want to examine them as Simon has at this point to what he believes is the best of his ability?
I was gonna say someone else with a higher investigation might want to try.
I will only allow 2 rolls at this, including Simon's, because otherwise it gets a little bit metagamey.
Yeah.
So who
I'm
actually
so
has
busy.
good investigation? Mine
So
sucks.
busy with the inspection, so
Yeah.
I'd probably just be poking at it with a stick.
These are dead bodies.
The
Well, I'm
thumbs
just
up.
poking to be sure it's
Oh,
They're-
Itchy, I don't think I sent you the new NPCs for this session.
No.
So does anyone that's actually looking around near the bodies have a good investigation?
Not really.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
have.
does
I
anyone
don't
have
have a
better than
modifier.
does anyone have better than a 2?
I mean,
I just get
Mine-
lucky.
I do.
Yeah, you could also just get lucky.
Yeah.
mine sucks, but
Well, we have one more chance. Someone take it. All right, fine. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Sick.
Um,
Worse.
there we go. There we go.
Oh,
Honestly, man, dwarf bodies are weird.
You lose something that I found.
Well, like, it doesn't mean information goes away.
No, I know. I'm just making a joke.
Yeah. But yeah,
It just
you
means that
see
ship is sailed.
you see this
Nice.
You see this seems to be some sort of identifying tattoo of like a gray fist on their upper arm, but not really anything else.
Yeah, I believe you told us who they were last week. Quick refresher from what you remember telling us?
They were the Iron Hands.
Right. And they're basically just low-level sea thugs.
More or
Two
less.
angry dwarves, one with a very fancy hat, who is impaled on the ship.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
fucking iced him.
He realized the battle was turning against him and hightailed it.
I don't think that it for him last night.
It didn't go well for him, no, but the rest of his ship is
I know.
elsewhere.
What is standard enemy body disposal policy?
Ever hear of a burial at sea?
I was gonna say my first guess was to just toss them over, but we're not on our. We're under contract to Alvarone's the Navy, so I don't know if maybe they have specific. Maybe they want to take the bodies and do their own investigation.
I'd make
You
sure
were not
take all
told
their
anything
gear.
to that end.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I would take all their gear though, please. We
I was
may
gonna
need
say
that. Even
if anyone wants
we're not gonna
swords,
sell
there's
it.
swords there.
If anything, just add them
Gear.
to like the armory in the hold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we mentioned last session that any kind of gear or loot that we didn't want for ourselves, we kind of would just give to the people in our crew, like
Yeah.
the minor members who kind of did the best with their cannons.
Yeah. Give
And
us give them
everything.
the crew.
The best performance, like you get like a sword.
sword and armor because I know you don't have armor on you.
So, does anyone give orders to carry on sailing?
I mean, I'm already back up.
Assuming that we finished checking the ships.
Yeah, you check out the ship. Give me a. Oh, what kind of check do I want to call this? Give me a perception check. It's a low DC.
Yeah,
And,
somebody other than
roll it-
Kai
roll
and
it.
Simon.
Roll it with advantage. It'll be Ithvuk doing it because he was the one who went and looked around the ship. Roll it with advantage because you kind of took your time going over the ship to make sure everything was all tickety boo.
Thank God for the advantage.
Yeah.
I saw that not one.
The one was the second D20. You're fine. So like everything seems fine. Like you could see like a little bit of a dent in one place where like a cannonball hit but didn't penetrate. And like the woods like bent in a little bit. It's not anything to particularly worry about. Out of character, out of game, you did not take any damage from that hit. It did not pass the damage resistance of your ship.
Well, ship looks fine. Are we gonna throw them overboard and get on with this?
Yeah.
You tell your crew to roll them overboard.
Yep.
Yeah.
With 3 splashes in the water, the bodies are rolled over, and everyone prepares to carry on underway. You guys remember where you're headed by chance?
I remember we were headed north.
Stonegate.
And I know that we were going to check out a tavern that I've been had like where they tend to frequent.
It has been 2 weeks.
Yes, yeah, you're headed to Seagate, actually.
Oh, not Stonegate. That was close.
Enough.
Stonegate is close by. Yeah, and you are headed to a tavern that could have useful information. Seagate is here. So this is the ping.
This is where we're in right here.
Yeah. So
we haven't even reached.
no, you guys like aren't even by Mabon yet.
We're
But
around here-ish.
yeah. But you carry on underway. It's a clear day. Wind has gotten stronger since you've left port as well. You seem to be making pretty good time to the best of your reckoning. It does seem, especially because you left in like the afternoon, as the sun starts to head down. Some of the crew heads below to get ready to sleep. Night watch is set. Do you guys? How do you wish to spend your night on this ship?
Oh, I will say, I will say that for dinner, Barry makes like a really, really good stew, like better than anything we'll ever eat again on this voyage. She has this little ritual she does where the first night, as long as like it's calm waters, she'll make like a really, really good stew for everybody. With
awesome.
out of her own pocket, so she brought that shit with her.
Do you? I want to request some kind of. Give me a.
I would say sleight of hand or performance for that.
Yeah, sleight of hand. Regardless, you're going to have proficiency because you're proficient in cook's utensils.
Cook mastery.
So yeah, like you're good at cooking. Give me give me a wisdom check with proficiency using your cook's tools.
A wisdom check.
You are proficient. Yes.
And while she's doing that, since it's getting late, I assume at some point we're going to be turning in and having a rest. Before we do that, I actually want to use one of my abilities, which is to prepare a healing elixir. It's basically like a spell that gives me a potion that anyone can drink. Well,
so it's you did get to like take your time with it, and the waters have been reasonably calm, so it's not super. It's not like it was splashing everywhere and other things fell in and whatever. You know that it's not quite your best work, but the crew seems pretty pleased with it.
If nothing, they're full.
Yeah, they are full. You know, a crew sails on its stomach, as they say.
yeah. So I
I'm
used
just
up,
not coming back up. We're good.
What is the duration?
on my potion, I believe it's 24 hours.
24 hours. Okay.
I am also going to be casting Goodberry before we head to sleep.
Yep. Good old druids.
You know it.
Yep.
I have a question. Does anyone else on the ship know how to sail?
You, and
Wait,
as
well?
much as just like holding the wheel steady, you imagine at least the what's his name, Aerodrim can, like, he's not particularly good at any one role, but he's kind of a jack of all trades. This is your bosun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
only
gonna
have
say, is that the
proficiency.
prisoner guy again? 'Cause I was like,
No.
Here,
He
dude, drive.
seems to be like, he has climbed, like, spent time just like hanging it up in the rigging, taking in the wind. This is Antoine has spent some time like just hanging on onto the rigging, taking in the air. He's chatted up a lot of your sailors. He's seeming to have a great time being on a ship again.
Well, before I go to rest, I'll have the bosun take my place and tell him to wake me if anything goes wrong, or in a few hours, so he can get some rest as well.
Yes, of course, sir. He takes off. Says, sleep well. You notice that, like, as you've sailed to this point, Aerodrim never goes below decks. He's always on the top deck, and every once in a while you can kind of catch him staring wistfully off into the sea.
I think Simon would be like volunteering for first like night watch because I am part owl and I only need a short rest to regain all my stuff.
Ooh, good call. So in that case, give me a perception check.
Okay. Just a normal one?
Yeah. Okay, you don't see, like, the seas are pretty calm. It's like clear weather. You're not really out of sight of land. It's just a calm night on the seas, especially compared to the chaos of that battle that you just got through.
Mm-hmm.
Time passes. I will say, Simon, you do need a long rest once in 24 hours, or you will take a like, if you go multiple days without a long rest, you'll start taking exhaustion just in general.
Yeah, so I stay up as long as I can before needing to take the minimum amount of a long rest.
Which is really, unless you're an elf, it's like 8 hours is a long rest, but like there's 2 hours of light work or whatever, like light activity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 6 hours of sleep.
I would argue a watch counts as that, by the way.
Yeah. Like it's. I would as well, unless something happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to interrupt everyone's long rest. Probably.
Before I rest, though, I'm gonna offer one of my daggers to Simon, just in case, because he only has the one. So. I have two, and I don't need this.
I'm more proficient with one than two. I'm not good at two weapon fighting, but thank you.
Fair enough, lad.
I appreciate the offers.
You're keeping those arrows, though.
I don't have a bow.
I don't care. Keep the arrows.
All right. So that first watch passes. Nothing really happens. Who do you like? Do you wake anyone else up before you turn in for your rest, Simon?
Would we have arranged, like, are we taking shifts for night watch? Is that something?
There are other crewmen who are awake, just like basic activities to keep the ship running and keep things sort of monitored. But would you want to wake up anyone else?
I feel like unless someone spoke up and volunteered to take a shift, I wouldn't bother any of the other PCs.
Okay, let me do a couple rolls then.
I mean, I'm awake now. Partly because it's a sailing ship, so he can just sleep.
Yep. Ooh, okay. Just did you give Eridrim any special like instructions as to where you want him to particularly steer?
No, we were just gonna continue heading.
We're heading towards Seagate.
Yes.
Yeah. We didn't change direction.
Okay. You, as the like call sort of goes out to wake up people who are sleeping, like the shift change bell, so to speak. You come up on deck and you see Antoine is standing at the wheel, keeping things sort of steady. Big stupid grin across his face. He's just a happy guy.
Simon just like mutters to himself, like, he's so happy for so long.
Barry, you've honestly probably been up for a little bit getting food ready, right?
Yeah, now that you say it, probably.
And the crew that was sleeping kind of starts arousing themselves, stretching, things like that. Eridrim, having taken a bit of a rest himself, you see is sitting on a pile of barrels on the deck, with an old lute across his lap, playing just a jaunty like sea tune. Anyone have anything in particular? Should we just fast forward until like days at sea can get pretty monotonous?
Unless anyone else, I've done my bit.
Yeah.
Unless you think anything important is going to come up.
I'll just do another quick couple of rolls. All right.
I mean, we are at sea in the D&D world. A lot of things can happen. Out here.
A lot of things could happen.
I'm sure he probably has some encounter table that like he rolls if anything happens.
Could I actually get Ithvuk to roll me 2d6?
Yeah, sure. Hold on.
Yes. For those who took damage or expended resources in that combat, you can click long rest on your character sheet to have the system like refill any. Okay. Have the system automatically refill any abilities you expended, heal you, anything like that.
Yeah, I'll do the long rest just to get back the spell I used making the potion.
Yep. Okay, and I know Kai had cast heat metal as well. It gives a message in the text box there for long rests. Anyway, time passes pretty calmly. The weather stays. Actually, could I get one more pair of d6s from Topaz, actually?
Two D6s, you say?
Yes, please.
Okie dokie.
Oh, right. We should click the long rest button, right?
Yes, please do. Okay. As you're traveling on the third day of your journey, the wind picks up quite well, and towards as it's getting like closer into like later in the day, and into like early evening, you hear a call from your crow's nest that says, "Land ho! Seagate on the horizon!"
Nice.
And you look northeast of your position, and you can see through a. I think someone had a spyglass, right?
Did we?
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe I am wrong.
I don't think so.
But another hour or so travels, and would you be back at the wheel, Ithvuk, do you think?
Yeah. If I'm not resting or actively doing something else, I'm probably going to be sailing the ship.
Okay. I imagine we should probably get some sort of like cruise control type thing installed on that thing.
Well, I mean, I could always train one of you guys to sail the ship.
That's
like
true.
in combat, but outside.
Yeah.
The cruise control is an NPC.
The cruise control.
Exactly.
But as the sun is just touching the western horizon, you pull into the Seagate Harbor. You see, as you enter, there's a large. I'm going to say large, but not nearly as large as the Admiral's flagship was back in Haven. A larger ship that is there with silver streaks through the rigging, silver stripes on the sails, and some of the boards of her hull are painted silver. As you pull it, that it is anchored out in harbor, and it's very clear that they would have had to launch a rowboat to get in.
Do we
Your ship,
recognize?
however,
Do we recognize whose ship this is?
roll me a history check, and I will say Ithvuk gets advantage on this because he has so much experience at sea.
Oh,
My intelligence is now negated.
that was almost a 20 on that die.
So close.
You recognize this ship almost by like the reputation that it has. This is the Silver Lady. It is known as one of the the Silver Lady is one of the more successful pirate outfits, but is also known not to be particularly bloody. They don't. How do I want to say this?
Would they be hostile on sight? Is the question.
Probably not. They're the sort that if they will fire when fired upon, they will say, "Hey, we're going to come board you to take your stuff. If you just if you want to stay alive, we won't leave you adrift with nothing. Don't resist, and you will have the best results."
How delightful.
Yeah.
I feel we should do our best to not annoy those people.
Let's park
Do
2 or 3 spaces away from them.
Do you tell everyone all of this information?
Yes, I'm going
Okay.
to happily share that. I am not going to let them go to risk like that.
Sure. Antoine is like, why? It's kind of scratching his chin. It's like, why do I recognize that ship name? I feel like I should know more, but nothing's coming to me right now.
All right.
I'm concerned now.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, if they see each other and start recognizing faces, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I think it's safe to say we should park a few slots away from them.
Yeah, they're anchored out in the harbor. They are too large to have pulled up to the pier directly.
Okay.
As
you
you
slightly loosen one of my daggers, and it's just
Let's not make ourselves look aggressive. We don't
I
cause
ain't
a
drawing
fuss.
it. I'm just getting it ready to throw at him if I need to.
That qualifies as aggressive.
No, it's not out. It's still hidden.
Okay. As you pull up to the dock, do you give any special orders to the crew about staying on the ship? Do they get any sort of leave, anything like that?
I would
Before
say
that, where specifically are we?
You are. I don't have a map of the whole city.
Okay.
You are in I don't want to say the old cliche of the docks district, but it's any port town's docks. You see a couple even from the deck of your ship before you walk down the gangway onto the pier, you see actually plenty of goblins and hobgoblins milling about on the streets, and you can hear the unmistakable sounds of the sailors having been given short leave. You, without question, you see 3 taverns immediately. Like, you don't have to go far to get a drink of ale here. 2 of those, it's very obvious that there are other attractions that one might frequent that establishment for. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And it's from your experience, this is a pretty standard port town, except the populace is primarily greenskins, or what you might refer to as greenskins.
I will give orders of half the crew has shore leave at the moment.
That's what I was thinking. Let's not have everyone leave at once.
Hand to find. I was going to say, keep a runner on hand to find us. If something goes wrong.
Antoine pipes up. We'll probably be at the Rusty Anchor, the Bloody Anchor. That's the tavern that we're probably going to find some information in.
I was about to say, was that the one that we were told about?
Yes, the exact one.
Okay.
And he sets off jauntily down the gangplank. Everyone follows, I assume?
Yep. Yeah, if that's what we're here for.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You follow him through the town. You do see more, like, if anything, it's kind of just like down a couple, what would be a city block, to get to this tavern. The sign is exactly what you would think from a tavern called the Bloody Anchor. It's an anchor hanging off of a very, very stout, almost just like a tree trunk sticking out the front of this tavern, with some red paint on one of the hooks.
Hey,
actually, give me 2 seconds here to prepare this. View? That's not okay. Activate. Going inside, it's not the nicest establishment you have ever been in. There are several individuals who don't seem the most honest or clean or friendly, sitting at tables, nursing drinks. It's not super, super busy in here. It's kind of dimly lit. There is a large fire burning in a hearth across the tavern from you. And to your left, like when you walk in, there's like a little entryway. Then when you get kind of beyond that, immediately to your left, you see the bar, and behind there is an old, gaunt-looking bald man with an eye patch and very heavy sideburns. Itchy, this is not the second picture I sent you.
Oh, you sent? Oh, hold on.
I sent them on Discord. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was a little late with that.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't see them because I had OBS on, so I didn't hear the alert.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Give me a second to save it and pull these up.
Yep. Actually, I do have a map here. I'll just put you guys on it by the door.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay. And then Antoine is here as well, kind of leading the pack. And activate. It should pull you guys over, I think, or you can at least click to move over to the Bloody Anchor.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
Sweet. This one.
Oh, hey, look, enemy tiles. Don't worry, I'm not gonna get murdered, hobo, I promise.
Your audio is doing that like random speed up thing again.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I think it's an internet issue.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I expect it to just keep progressively worse. It's probably just my laptop is garbage, which it is.
Mhm. Fair enough. So as you walk in, Antoine says, I will get all of the information we need. Just, stick around. Make friends. And he walks right. I don't have a token for that guy. Give me 2 seconds. I will fix that real quick.
It's fine. I'm saving the rest of these images right now.
Yeah.
Oh, there were only the two.
For everyone watching, this is what happens when someone's trying to plan a full D&D campaign while still working a full-time job and raising a child.
Fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Dun-dun-dun.
Well, first question. Where's the barkeep?
I'm going to use cardinal directions on the map, even though may not be specifically relevant. To the north of where you entered, and where you would have taken control, there is a long bar there, and I'm just getting the token for the barkeep here.
I assume the bartender's there.
Yes, he is.
Oh, some of the map is hidden. That's cool.
Well, then
there's walls. You see, so there are a couple of doors. There's a door here and here, and you see the bottom of the stairs back in this corner. Here.
Oh, that's cool.
A person on player. This program is really cool and really handy, and I would have had to pay extra money to get that, the lighting stuff in Roll20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So as you get closer, the bartender, Antoine is leading. He's intent on sort of leading the pack here. He steps right up and says, Tuck, it's good to see you. I've got some questions for you. Have you seen, or do you know where I could find Kirk Razor Gum? I've got some business I need to take care of him. It's been a long time since I saw him. Old friend, that sort of thing. And he looks at the bartender, and the bartender looks at him and says nothing.
Would they recognize? Would they recognize the authority of the Navy of Alvaronis if we were to step in and go, we're kind of under orders to find this guy?
What is your bonus to insight, Itchy?
Let's see. That is a 1.
I would suggest against this.
I'm not actively asking yet. I'm just starting to try to infer would this do any good?
Yes, roll an insight check. If you're trying to sort of gauge what these people might react if you try and invoke that authority. Mm-hmm. These are this is very clearly a sailor's bar, and these people are not don't look the most friendly.
Mm-hmm. So
if you had to guess, they very well might be pirates.
Yeah, so flexing authority is not the play here.
Maybe not.
Cool.
The bartender, who Antoine just referred to as Tuck, turns to you, Ithvuk, and raises an eyebrow at you. He's got heavy mustache into mutton chops, but bald up top.
How much would a drink be here?
He holds up one finger.
Okay, I'm gonna buy a round for everyone in the bar.
Everyone in the bar?
Yes.
Okay.
I was about to ask 1 silver, 1 gold, 1 copper.
Yeah, I should ask that first.
Simon is not very well versed in the value of money.
And you just said an ale, correct?
Yes.
Okay. He holds up a finger and starts pulling ale from the barrel at the end of the bar here. He hasn't said a word to you, by the way. He let's see, I've got 8 there, plus the 6 of you is 14. He starts like pulling out old dusty mugs to try and get them, and like everyone else already has one. Once he gets them all pulled up, he like kind of pushes them across the table for you, knocks on the table, and everyone else in the bar looks at you. And then he looks at you expectantly.
Well, you gonna pay the man?
Yeah. Okay, out of character. Is this gold? Do I want to give him gold or silver for this?
I will leave that up to your character.
I gently step aside and let him handle business.
Roll with it. I'm gonna put 3 gold on the table.
Okay. He takes the 3 gold, puts it in a pouch, nods at you, turns back to Antoine, who is now like, okay, is Kirk on? And he starts like just naming different islands. The guy just shakes his head and looks at him. Yeah. All the others in the bar start coming up to get these drinks that have now been quite clear. It almost seems like this is a known thing that if he knocks on the bar and puts drinks out, people can just come get them.
So this happens often.
A little bit shy, guys. I got you all drinks too. Go ahead. I it almost immediately.
It is awful.
Oh, I know. I fully expected it to be. I don't care.
Okay.
I would like to sleight of hand to like take a drink, realize it's awful, and then try and sneak it back in the crowd of glasses that others take.
Roll sleight of hand for me then.
All right. Oh,
Almost hit the 2 there.
Yeah.
You see that like these 3 at this table here all come up, get their own. This guy, what did I make? Okay. I didn't give him a race. Cool. Yes, I did. Sweet. This very tall, very hairless individual comes up and grabs 5 of them and goes and sits back down, back over this way. Distributes the drinks out to the other people at his table.
Did I succeed?
No one says anything.
Okay.
And
maybe the Sparky can't speak. That might be a concern.
It's not a. I don't think it's a cant.
One
It
of
may
these
not.
crappy ales and go sit with like the rest of us.
It may not be a can't. He just may. Maybe it won't.
Give me a. Give me a perception check as you're just like looking at him, trying to discern things.
All of us, or anyone in particular?
Whoever cares to.
Sure.
Actually, make them private GM rolls.
Okay, perception.
Yes, please. Oh, there's just gonna be a coughing of dice on the screen. Okay. Anyone else want to roll one?
Barry's looking for a kitchen. She's looking through this door to see if there's a kitchen back there.
That looks like a storage room.
Okay.
Okay. So Barry, yeah, you see that like there's a whole bunch of crates and things. You do see there's a door, like that door is not like super open. So it's kind of hard to see through it. You do see a couple of crates. No real cooking apparatus that you can tell. You did see that there's another door here behind the bar. Okay, cool.
I don't know that most shop owners would like people just going into their back rooms, but all right.
She hasn't gone in. She's just looking.
I'm looking. I did a bad job looking, and that she's feeling a little bit embarrassed, so she's gonna go sit down.
Okay. Now, Topaz, were you trying to figure out why this bartender is not speaking?
I mean, you just to make perception roll.
Okay. In that case, I'll go with Ithvix. Most of you noticed. Savin was a little this doesn't seem like his scene. He's a little put off center, right? Itchy?
Sorry?
This is not Simon's normal scene, correct?
No.
Okay. You're kind of a little bit overwhelmed in what you see around. Barry is looking for a kitchen. Everyone else, you see that this bartender, as he was pulling pints, he's missing the ring finger and pinky finger of his left hand. And Topaz, you notice through all of this, most people kind of naturally, as they're going about whatever, move their mouth enough and their tongue, and you can kind of make out that his jaw's working, but there's no other real movement there. You wonder if he might not have a tongue.
Huh.
As you are all sitting down, and Antoine's still going off, what's everyone's pass? I think I can. What's everyone's passive perception? Which is 10 plus your perception bonus.
13.
11. 11.
Oh no, perception. Sorry, 12. My mistake. It's 12.
13.
I read performance. That was my mistake.
Okay, so you hear the conversation has kind of picked up again as everyone sits down with the drinks that you bought them, Ithvik. And then as you guys, I imagine you're trying to discuss how to get more information, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You are disturbed from that discussion by a cry from the bar here as Antoine is grabbed by the arms and starts being dragged this way.
I'm gonna step in.
I knew
and
there was something
intervene.
about that room.
I'm gonna.
As you move to interpose yourselves, I don't want to. As you get up from the table, you hear a shout from the other corner of the room and says, "It's all right. I'll answer your questions. I just also want some time with Mr. Why am I forgetting these names?
Fishburne?
With Mr. Fishburne."
That man is within our charge, so whatever business you have with him, we can be present for.
You'll get him back. barely harmed. And again, I will answer your questions. Join me at my table here. And she gestures to the large round table. The two individuals who have grabbed Antoine are large.
While we would
How
appreciate having a
large?
discussion, I think we'd like to know what's going on with your requirement of our friend and why he requires barely any harm.
He and I have some past history. That's where I remember that ship. Hi, Mysteria. It's been so long. I've missed you. Yes, I will see you in a little while when I'm finished with your friends. Boys, in the back. They start to try... Marcus? Roll me sleight of hand with disadvantage.
Okay, fair enough.
Are you trying something?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Ouch.
So you try and slide him a dagger. The person holding his right arm sees your hand come out and grabs your wrist very, very tightly. They are going to roll that one. They rolled a 21 on intimidation. You have a strong feeling that this person is very, very able of inciting great violence upon you. Again, I don't want any sort of fight. I simply need some time. He will be returned to you in the morning.
That's quite a long while to borrow a person.
I have unfinished business with him.
Isn't that always the way of it?
Well, he's a decent shot with that ballista, so please make sure at least when he comes back that you can still fire that at the very least.
You know what? I'm gonna turn to Antoine. What do you want to do? Are you willing to go with them in exchange for us getting the info we need? What's your take on this?
It sounds like she's... It sounds like... I mean, I do want to catch up with Mysteria. I don't know why these two, and he like tries to point at the two of them, and they hold his arms very quickly. I don't know why these two need to be there, but I think I'll be okay.
Well, tell you what, if that changes, you shout and we'll come running.
Oh, okay. I appreciate you having my back. The woman who who Anton referred to as Mysteria says, "Boys, and take him in the back there. You know what to do." And they look at you again, Itvuk, and just like the Goliath, the person on his left arm, kind of like shakes his head as if to say, like, moves his head as if to say, like, get out of the way.
Just give him a smile and walk around the door.
They head into the back room there. He's going there, you're going there, you're going there. Cool. Mysterious says, Tuck, a round of the good stuff for us, if you will. You hear a grunt. Anyone looking would see a quick nod. And Tuck steps into the back room over here for a second. And Mysteria sits at her table, and gestures to the chairs.
Wonder what the idea of good stuff is.
Can't be too much
I
worse.
can assure you, you will not be disappointed.
Yeah, probably the poison stuff.
I'm gonna stand right here up against the wall.
Hmm. So, what business have you with Razor Gum?
All I'll say is we've been tasked with finding him.
I see. Are you chasing that bounty that's on his head?
Yeah, the bounty's pretty sizable.
I would not blame you if you were. It is a large amount of money. And I will be honest with you, I would not be disappointed to see him removed from his place. Tuck comes back out and sets down. There's sets 8 mugs of golden amber ale in front of you, where the other one was like a murky brown.
Simon pretends to drink but doesn't actually drink.
Oh, okay. Tuck returns to his place behind the bar.
Could I take a small sip and attempt to make a check to see anything?
Sure. On that first sip, this is extremely good ale. This is the finest you've had in quite a while, at least, of ale or beer. Would you like? You're trying to check for something?
More to see if there's any slight adverse effects.
Anything
tampering.
added to it outside of being alcohol?
Yes.
Any unintentional tampering.
Do you have proficiency in anything like Poisoner's Kit or Herbalist's Kit or Medicine Kit? Anything like that?
Unfortunately, no. So I don't have.
Make me a straight intelligence check.
Does anyone else have those proficiencies that maybe could be useful? Ouch. You fucking down it.
It's really good ale. he did. I'm not going to say he chugs it. He did specify a sip.
Yeah.
Hey, sir, can I have some more?
This drink, I like
that's
it.
Just a critical failure.
Another.
That's just a critical failure. If there's anything wrong with that, I have no idea.
Yeah.
You this is really good ale. If there is anything wrong with it, it's very well masked.
This ale has alcohol in it.
Yes, absolutely.
There's alcohol in this.
Yes.
Wait.
That is so unfortunate.
Mystaria also reaches out, grabs a mug, and takes a long swig. I will tell you.
I said with that, he's taking half of his pint too.
Yep. Mystaria looks at you, looks at Simon, and says, "I will tell you where you can find Razor Gum.
Oh, this is way too easy.
You won't get in without an army."
Oh,
There is
Why is
clearly a
that?
butt to the situation.
He's in the Dreadfort, of course. And again, it can't be taken by force. With, I imagine you have a crew as well beyond just the 6 of you.
We have what we
Oh,
need.
that's
Is there anything we know about? Have we heard of this place before?
Roll history for me, please.
Shall I do that as well? I was about to ask that.
Whoever wants to.
History check.
Not great, but I'll take it. Oh, there we go.
Ooh. Okay.
Yo!
Yeah.
So, I think I will do this way.
Nice.
Kai, you have absolutely heard of the Dread Fort, and its location is almost an insult to your people. You've never been there. It's almost like the on this it's called the Isle of Tisbaga, and it's almost like a holy place for turtles. It's holy in the sense that, like,
It's full of holes.
it's thought that is where all turtles originated.
Oh.
Since they destroyed my homeland.
Yeah. Yes. Barry, you've heard tell of it in, you've been in taverns and heard storyteller, like bards telling stories.
Right.
Whenever the Dreadfort is mentioned, the Shipbreaker is also mentioned. The Shipbreaker is a creature that protects this island in some way. It is, and then Topaz, you feel like maybe you've been there, but it was a while ago, and it was like you weren't familiar with the material plane yet, like being on the prime material plane. But like that name sounds very familiar to you. And
Do we know?
that
Would we know where it is the question.
Tisbaga Isle is in the southern end of the Dragon Sea.
So is that to say it's the opposite direction we've been sailing?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
As your dungeon master, yes.
Okay. So now that we've gotten that, I would like to ask, is there a bathroom in here? I need to excuse myself for a moment.
You are pointed. One of these, like the sailors here sitting at the table with you, just say, out in the alley.
All right, then pardon me. And I would like to walk far enough out the door to be out of sight. I would like to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
And then I would like to walk into the door that they took our friend.
The door is closed.
Is it locked?
It is not locked.
Then I would like to try and peek in.
Okay, one moment here.
Let me just...
You're just wanting to peek. Okay, could I first get a stealth check with advantage?
Okay.
An invisible person still makes noise.
There could still be the creature of
Okay.
the door, for example.
Also that. However, luckily for you, you're fine.
So I'd like to
like
peek in and,
you think you're moving very, very quietly.
so I'd like to check in and see how our friend is doing.
Okay, I will. I can't open a store just for you, but you see that they've got Antoine sitting in a chair, and he looks like he may have been hit once or twice, but with a blunt object such as a fist.
So he doesn't look like he's in any mortal danger.
Not mortal, no.
Okay. I want to stay in there for a couple more minutes just to make sure it doesn't get worse, and then after a quote-unquote amount of time that it would take to go to the bathroom, sneak out and then come back in. As long as nothing else changes with the situation.
You overhear them talking about that Mysterio was pretty pissed when Antoine left them behind. And it was a pretty hairy situation that he left them in. Things along those lines. You do see one more punch, like, directly in the gut.
Okay.
And Antoine is trying to, like, fast talk his way out of this, and those two are not buying it at all. Yeah.
All right, well, I hear what I can hear, and then I come back.
Yep. So you step out again. I'm moving your token here.
Okay.
And then we drop the stealth. You come back in.
Well then, while he's doing that, I guess we're still having the conversation with the other.
Yes.
Right?
And drinking some of the sweet, sweet booze.
Yes.
Well, after taking a long drink of mine, I'm going to... I'd like to say, is there any location nearby where we could find some odd jobs? We kind of lacking on coin. We're going to need to pay our boys sooner or later.
I see. I was going to say, especially if you want to find Razor Gum, you're going to have to make a name for yourself. You could try preying on the shipping lanes, but something tells me that outright piracy is not to your tastes. There are...
I suppose.
You could also attract his favor by bringing him something of great value. There are some, not many, but some locations not far from here where you can get... they say you can find powerful objects, rare artifacts, things like this. I'm sure something like that would quite tickle Kirk's fancy.
Well, if they're so well known, they're either already been plundered or there's something dangerous guarding that.
Any specific recommendations?
I've heard on one of the islands just beyond the city here, there are mines for magical like elemental crystals. I'm not sure what might guard them, but I'm sure anything you take from there would be very valuable, at least enough to, as you say, pay your boys. There are, of course, several ruins that they say are haunted, scattered throughout the Goblands here. But they could also hold, again, artifacts of great value. Either of these, I imagine, would be a worthwhile approach for you.
Sounds worth looking into.
I will also warn you, if you're going after Kirk, he has been dabbling in weird magics. If he wasn't mad before, he definitely is now.
What sort of magics?
Dark magics. When last we spoke, he spoke of some new benefactor, I believe he said, who is more powerful than any man on either side of the Dragon Sea.
Simon's eyebrow goes up at mention of the word benefactor.
I do not know what he meant by that, but it can't be good.
Right,
Sure, it doesn't mean he got a new puppy.
we're gonna need some magic of our own if we want to deal with that, I think.
That might be within your best interests.
All right,
Now,
so
if I could ask, I did tell you I would return Antoine to you in the morning. Where am I taking him?
We've got a ship down on the docks.
Before you say that, I would like to suggest, how about we just meet out front here in the morning? I don't know how much info we want them knowing about our ship or where it is.
I feel they can already see our ship, unfortunately.
They don't know it's ours.
On top of it, it feels like we built a lot about ourselves already.
We just walked in here. They don't know whose ship is whose. That could be anyone's ship. Maybe we walked in from somewhere else.
That depends on how long they've been here. We're new. They might notice.
Let's just agree to meet out front of this building.
Very well.
I have one more question then.
By all means.
Pull out a tattered old journal from my pouch. Do you have any idea where I might be able to get this translated?
No. Do you have your backstory on your character sheet on here, by the way?
Okay.
I
believe I DM'd.
Yes. Okay. Oh, yes. It's just a language you can't read. Cool. That's nice and open-ended for me. I like that. Did I even put in what her languages are? I don't know if I did for sure. I feel like I should describe her for a second, by the way. Itchy, the other picture I sent you.
Okay, let me just put that up there.
She is drop dead gorgeous. She has long, kind of silvery blue hair to about her waist, drawn back to like braided across her temples, and then falling down her back to about her waist. She has piercing ice blue eyes. She has a matching color of lipstick on her lips, or her lips are a matching color at least. I am hearing myself through someone's microphone.
That's Tyrion, yeah. I know I muted the stream on my end, so.
Yeah. She is dressed like a simple white blouse with and I believe it's called an underbust corset around her midsection, and tight leather pants and high boots. She has a flintlock pistol on one hip, a long dagger on the other, and always seems to have some kind of... Her face doesn't give away much.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So have you asked what you needed to ask?
I actually have a question. Who exactly are you? We know your name, but that's about it.
I am known as Mysteria of the Mists. I'm captain of the Silver Lady. You may have heard of, Daughters of the Sea, things like that. I could be counted as one of those. And she opens her hand quite deliberately, and a puff of silvery mist comes out as well.
Ooh.
Does Simon sense any sort of familiarity with her or the ship? Would this be something he might have seen before?
Roll me Arcana. Or History, your choice.
I have a better bonus with Arcana.
Sure. That magic seemed very natural to her, first of all. And you've heard talk of daughters of the sea, or just children of the sea, people who seem to have some sort of innate affinity for water. It's different from being something like a water genasi, which is a half Marid, half water genie. And it's that they're always female, and they always seem to be involved in some sort of momentous thing happening. Yeah.
So from what we've interacted with and what we've discussed, is it safe to assume that these people are pirates? Like her crew, they're pirates?
Assumptions like that are for the players to decide.
Okay.
I mean,
both in and out of character, I feel like that's been made clear because before we went in, we came across this ship.
Yeah.
And he literally just said they're pirates.
The village.
If nothing else, this is a pirate bar.
Fair enough. The village I came from, which I'm only now realizing that I never actually wrote a name for.
Come up with one right now, on the spot, Itchy. Let's go.
Hybrid.
Hybrid. Oh, I like that word. It makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna write that down now.
The village of odd races.
Hybrid. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense.
I would like to ask if her or her crew have ever been there.
Okay. Could I get a quick persuasion check from you?
I would like to take this moment to mention that I never got my question answered.
Oh, get to that in a second. Sorry.
Sorry, I thought you would finish what you were doing.
Okay. She looks at you and kind of raises an eyebrow, but you can't really. I haven't heard anyone speak of that place in a few years.
It's a very remote village.
I'd heard rumors that it was destroyed.
Yes, it had been. As you might tell, I am of that village, being half elf, half owl myself. So I'm always on the lookout for fellow survivors.
That's very, very good of you. I wish you luck in your search.
Thank you.
I believe you had a question as well, my blue friend.
Okay, again, I pull the book out and says, have you any idea how anywhere I might be able to get this translated nearby? And hand it over to her, obviously.
Yeah. She reaches out and no, it's not there. Fuck. Okay, she reaches out and like flips through the book, and she says, "These look familiar, but it's not. It's not Aquan, but it is a dialect of Primordial. I can't quite make it out, but I recognize a few words here. Where did you get this?
Stole it from some old noble in the past.
Ah. Her eyes kind of light up when you say that you stole it. I see. Interesting. It seems there is more to the lot of you than I thought. You said you had a question as well. Did I answer? Yes, I did answer Kay's question, right?
Anyone else have some backstory to flesh out?
Yeah. Anything else we want to get the ball rolling on?
Now, if there is nothing else, no other questions you have, no other issues that I can assist with right now, I believe I have a friend waiting for me. She stands up, takes her mug with her, or no, finishes the drink, slams it on the table, and starts to head towards the back room there.
Are her associates going with her, or is it just us at the table?
Yes.
So once they're out of
Supposedly,
earshot,
it's like she will be here. Like she will come to like the front later to like drop off our friend.
once they're out of
Like
earshot,
first.
I let everyone know that I peeked in and they don't seem to be harming him too much. So hopefully, should be fine.
Too much.
Might want to get one of your little brews there ready when he comes back then.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing here?
All right. Well, we're all a bit light on coin, yes?
Could I get
here?
here 1 quick second? Okay. You over here. I heard someone had a passive perception of 13. Who was that?
That I misread. I have a 12. That was my mistake.
That was Kai.
I do have a 13 perception
There.
though.
Okay. Kai and Topaz, as you guys are discussing what your next move is, you overhear hushed whispers coming from this table, and as you look, they keep kind of like stealing glances in your direction.
Simon does nothing to aggravate them unless they choose to make a bigger deal about it.
Looks at the rest of the group and says, "Looks like we have an invitation over there."
I have a feeling we may want to keep an eye on those three.
I mean, do we need to even be here any longer?
Remember, our quarry has ice everywhere.
We also need to make some money.
As you guys are discussing this guy stands up somewhat abruptly and leaves the tavern.
So if we thump 2 of them now before the other one gets back, that's 2 less to deal with.
Can I attempt to follow him? At a distance, obviously.
Sure. We're gonna have to go to Theater of the Mind for that, because again, I don't have the city map or anything. But we can do that. Give me a. So you leave the tavern, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I wait a few seconds to make it not too obvious, naturally.
Okay, that will make it harder to find him outside.
Would it be?
Oh, I understand.
I do have a fly speed. Would it be doable for me to like fly up to rooftops and keep an eye on him out of sight?
It would be doable, but also quite noticeable.
Before we make the choice of waiting, are we getting rid of these 2 first? Because that's the main reason I would wait, is to not let them catch on.
I mean, I don't think Simon's not about getting into conflicts we don't need to, but it's not yet decided if we need to yet.
My character's more or less neutral in these situations.
Can we just have a friendly chat at their table? Buy him a couple of beers, walk on over.
Do you all want to distract him while I leave then, so I can leave immediately?
I say we're the distraction and you follow.
That was the plan.
Sounds good to me.
I think Simon prefers scouting and tracking, so I think I'm actually going to go with you.
All right.
Maybe not the fly method I mentioned, but just...
Yeah. It wasn't a terrible idea.
If I think I'm gonna get spotted, I can just duck around behind something.
You could land on a rooftop here and there.
Yeah.
You have keen eyesight as well, right?
Yeah, I have dark vision.
It's probably getting towards dark vision relevant hours now.
Okay.
So, Simon and Ithvuk are leaving the tavern. The other three are staying and talking to the other two sailors there.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go to the door.
Yep, you guys are out the door. Do you guys want to keep vision on this? Because the other two are here, so we're going to stay here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it'd be easier to
Stick
stay
you.
here.
Yeah. You guys are by the door. So, from you two.
Oh,
He's having issues.
okay. I thought that was on my end. Okay, hold on.
I think it's just an issue in general, I think. Could be with the site itself.
Lost connection to server. I think Adam's having internet issues.
It's like literally Adam is frozen right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Do.
I'm going to play a 60-second ad on the stream.
yeah, that might be a good idea.
Stand by. Technical difficulties.
Nope.
No active game. Oh no.
Oh, a skitty escaped.
Sorry about that.
Here he comes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Here he
Camera
comes to save the
back
day.
on. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. This is live entertainment, so we have technical difficulties.
That's okay. I ran ads on the channel while you were away.
There you go. Look at you thinking.
In fact, they're still running for another 8 seconds.
Okay, game is back up. Can all reconnect. Oh,
And we're back from Twitch ads.
yeah. Sorry about that, folks. Some technical difficulties there. We're back though. Once you guys get back into the Foundry game, could I get both of you to roll perception checks to try and find your quarry?
All right.
If we are working together, would that count as advantage?
If you either each of you rolls normally,
I was gonna say one of us gives the other help action.
yeah. And I'll let you guys decide which of those
What's
you
your
want to
perception?
I have a +2.
That's better than mine, so I'll give you help action and you roll with
do.
advantage.
Sure. Itchy, do you have the message, or sorry, Simon, do you have the message cantrip?
I do not.
Hmm.
Did it roll that?
Okay.
I
Not
don't-
yet. You might have to refresh the page.
I have a mage hand
Because
and
I
magic
had
stone.
to restart the thing.
Give it a second. Sorry about that.
It still says game
good.
game paused on my end.
Oh,
Game unpaused there. You can still, I believe you can still roll stuff when it's paused. I know I can, but I'm the game master, so.
I don't know.
Are you wanting to go with them now, Topaz?
I mean, it's like
Do you want to? We haven't technically left yet.
Yeah. Although the game is not paused, time is currently paused.
You want to try that roll?
It's floating in.
Yeah, still saying he's not in the game. There, he shows up in the list. There's a list of players in the bottom left corner of your screen there, Itchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Actors. You gotta pull my character.
Yep.
You can just click on
You
your
could
icon
also
to plug your.
yeah, double click on your token too. Foundry is great. Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah.
And perception with advantage.
12. Oh God. He's not doing a great job of blending into the crowd. He keeps like looking like most people are just kind of going about their day, kind of looking around them. But you see, because you're kind of looking for something different right now, you see one person who is constantly checking over their shoulder, looks almost a little worried. And as you look closer, that's the guy who just left the bar.
Of course.
Right.
I guess we
Well,
want to.
I can pay the information to him and
Sure.
else for this.
Yes, please.
We're both rolling stealth.
Yes. This is not something you can give the help action on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. You start following him, and Simon, you go up on. Are you just staying on ground level?
Yeah. For now.
Okay.
If I feel like I need to, I can just like dart out of the way and get up.
Yeah. You start following this individual, and you're you are actually so intent on following him, you bump into a hobgoblin woman and knock her over.
Wow.
It creates a small scene, and Simon, you notice as this is all happening, your quarry turns, spots Ithvuk at least, and takes off running.
I continue after him.
Okay. Do you also run?
Just a little bit slower than him, just so I can keep him in sight.
Okay. We're gonna pause there real quick. Cut back to the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Kai, you were leading this effort.
Yep.
What's going on?
Good day, gentlemen. Can I offer you a drink?
Your friend already bought us one. It was
He
shit.
did. And now he's gone. And now I'm here and offering you another drink.
Well, the other one pipes up and says, well, I never say no to a free drink. Neither of them has looked directly at you since you sat down, any of the three of you.
Yell up to the bartender. Round of drinks for the table.
He nods, starts pulling. You notice there's like 6 empty mugs already on the table as you sat down.
Perfect.
So, something we can do for you.
Well, just wondering, you're looking over our way, and then your friend just happened to take off just after you were talking about us.
We were talking, wasn't about you.
Well, that's why I'm getting you a drink, just to make sure.
Hmm. Well, if you're not wanting people knowing you were here, your loudmouth friend kind of made sure people knew you were here. Of course, I don't know who yous are.
That's good, because we don't know who we are either.
Solid response. Did sound like you were asking a lot of questions there that only the stupid would be asking. Stupid or the brave.
Well, can't choose all your friends, right?
The other one says, "True enough." Hey.
How about that drink?
Yeah. Tuck comes over, sets down 5 mugs with the shit ale. Takes away the empties into the back.
I cheers them and kind of pretend to take back a big old swig, but not drinking.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand if you're to try and actually disguise that.
Yeah, here comes the druid with a sleight of hand.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah!
Okay.
Holy shit!
Man, you were lucky with the dice today.
You
I was not expecting that.
you like bring the mug to your mouth, and instead of drinking, you just kind of like let some run down your chin, and he just thinks you're drinking kind of messily.
That's how the turtles do it.
Yep.
That's how
Any-
turtles do it. I believe that's pretty settled in the bar then, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Okay, back outside. Ithvak, are you helping this woman back up, or are you just like jogging as well?
I'm gonna help her back up, but then try
Okay.
to get some distance going.
Okay.
Call back an apology, of course.
Yeah. Give me another perception check, both of you.
Okay.
Simon, roll with advantage.
All right. Perception.
Yes.
Oh, nat 20!
Man, my perception is not good today.
No. Ithvak, you managed to keep track of where Simon is, but you lose sight of your quarry pretty quickly as he takes off running. Simon, as much as this crowd is pretty heavy, they're starting to like rush past you to see the scene that was caused by this woman falling over. That's also making it a little difficult for you, Ithvak. Because of that, it's easy, Simon, to pick out the person who's running the other way.
Okay.
You see him run past where your ship is docked to a ship a couple berths up that is he turns down the dock, starts calling out and saying, They're chasing me. And then he runs up on the deck and kind of runs out of your earshot, but you can still see he's talking to a couple people on the deck there. This ship is about the same size as yours is, but you see hanging from like where the flag is on it, you see a blue banner with what's on the banner? A blue banner, and on it there is a crowned dragon.
Would I recognize this?
You remember being told that Kirk Razorgum flies a blue banner, but you weren't told if there was any sort of sigil on it or anything like that.
Okay. So now that I can see where their ship is.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not going to take on a whole ship by myself, so I think now that I identified where he went, I'm going to head back towards the others.
You rendezvous with Ithric first, and quite a crowd. Like this woman that you helped back up, like she dropped her shopping on the ground. So you helped her back up and carried on. She's trying to scramble, whatever. People are like, it's pretty settled what's happened, but there's still kind of a crowd there. And you see a couple of the town's guards are in the area as well. They don't seem to be particularly taking notice of you, but there's a commotion now. You guys just head back to the bar.
I first regroup with Ithric to make sure that he's not accosted or anything, and then see if we can sneak around the crowd and get back to the bar.
Oh man, I've had a little too much to drink today.
It doesn't take too much to get back. No one is keeping particular tabs on you, and you make it back to the bar where your friends are still sitting with the other two at that table.
I subtly gesture I think we're done here. We need to ship out once we have our friend back. But actually, yeah. How long is it going to be until we get him returned, quote unquote?
She said in the morning.
Well, they don't know what ship we're from, so even as long as we don't go to a ship for the day at least or two, we should be all right. At least until they leave.
Yeah, I feel like we've got some options here because we could pursue this ship that may or may not belong to our target, but we can't. I don't think we want to leave without getting Antoine back.
Quick question: how many days has it been since our starting this whole journey?
This is the end of the third day.
All right. Yeah. We have 4 days to pay these boys before they leave, so we're gonna need to get some money here before we leave.
Yeah, there was also the mention of the ruins that we could go look for. What about, since we have some time to quote unquote kill until Antoine gets back, maybe we could in the meantime look through these ruins and then be back here in the morning?
Sounds good to me. We should. I'd rather get out of town because the guards are now looking for me as well. Probably not too energetically, but
I don't know if they'll be pursuing you actively, but getting out of town for a little bit might be an idea. Anyone else have
not to be in town as far as I'm concerned.
Anyone else have any thoughts?
Let's get some money.
man, you're starting to sound more like a parrot every day.
Fairies, parrots, same thing, really.
Barry, Kai, any thoughts? This is a team effort.
Kai,
good with
Kai
getting
said he
out of
wants it.
town.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, money is important.
Maybe we can find something out there that you might think is good.
All right then. What are you doing with this evening?
I think before we head out to if we're gonna head to the ruins, I want to just take a quick short rest so I can regain my spell slot.
Sure.
And then we can head out. If that's cool with everyone.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah.
I think we're also going to wrap it up there for the evening. We have about 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
So,
Man,
you guys got a lot of information tonight.
Yeah.
my rolls were so bad today. I think I had one good roll tonight.
I got a nat 20.
So did one of the NPCs that I was not expecting.
And I imagine that'll be a secret you take to your grave until the opportunity comes.
I don't even specifically remember what it was for. That was... Okay, yeah, okay. But yeah, anyway. This was great. You guys learned a lot.
Yeah.
You also indicated to me which of the branching paths you're taking. So I know what to write now.
It means you have an opportunity to do some prep work, which I imagine is super, super important.
Super, super important. But yeah, great session, everyone. Thanks, everyone who joined us on the stream. I hope you enjoyed watching this little bit of barely organized chaos.
And anyone watching the VOD after the fact, thank you as well.
Yeah, the VOD as well.
Any support is greatly appreciated.
Anyone who's new to the stream, I'm just going to shill for Itchy a little bit here. Anyone who's new to the stream, make sure to drop him a follow. He creates a lot of great content as well. Same with anyone watching the YouTube video.
Thank you.
All entertaining. Yeah, tune in probably next week, but I'm not going to perfectly promise that.
Fair enough.
For more of Scourge of the Dragon Sea.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
Y'all have a good day.
Good day.
I'm just gonna raid my buddy Native Nighthawk, who is streaming right now. Fellow member of my stream team.
All right.
All right.
I promise not to do what happened last time, Ichi. I felt so awkward after that.
That's okay.
All right, are we out?